So here we go. Make sure you correct this, okay? We've got triangle DEF, angle D, side D. Right there, you know that you have a pair, plus you have another side. That's SSA for sure. Okay, so you've got a pair and another side, SSA, and we notice that it's acute. So a bunch of things just like that, just by observation, you haven't even started yet. So you know that your diagram should look like this. It should have an acute angle here. It doesn't have to be drawn to scale, but it should look like an acute angle at the very least, okay? 67, and oh, I made this years ago. 67 wasn't even a thing. That is funny. D, so this is 19 centimeters. This is 22 centimeters. Rod, string, you can just go RS, that's fine with me. But just make sure you use some sort of letter system, okay? This is technically angle D, right? So we're gonna talk more about that, but it doesn't have to be there. I just have to have this. So the first thing you do is you compare string and the rod. And technically the next thing you do is string and height, maybe. We don't know, but this is basically the two things that I need most of the time. The string is shorter than the rod, okay? So then you have to go find your height. The height is 22 times sine of 67. I don't have the key in front of me, so you're going to have to bear with me here. 20.25 centimeters. And we notice that if you compare the string and the height, that the string is also shorter than the height. Therefore, no solution. Or you can go no triangles, right? Either one. So I will give you this. I will give you half a mark for the diagram. I'll give you a full mark for the justification, so half and half. And I'll give you half a mark for telling me whether or not how many solutions there are. So 2 marks in total. So half a diagram, 1 for the justification, half a mark for no solution. Okay. CDE. We notice that this is not an SSA. Therefore, 1 solution. This triangle, you do not have to worry about any of that. It's not going to matter. It's going to be solvable. Okay, so that's it. There's no string and rod needed for that one. RST, there's angle R, side R, so that's my pair. Plus I have another side. So then we know it's SSA. And we know that this is an acute case of SSA. So we set it up. And I make the angle be over here. I force it to be over here. And then, so this would be 5.9 inches. And this is where you have to be careful. This is technically side R. Right? So that makes things confusing. So I'm still going to say this is RS as my rod and my string. So maybe in this case it's better to use rod and string to make sure you don't mix them up. So we go string is shorter than the rod. That's step number 1. Then we want to go string and height. You want to see what's up with those two. So we're going to go 6.7 times sine of 57. That's my height. That's 5.62 inches. So I noticed that if I compare the string and the height, I know that the string is longer than the height. Therefore, 2 triangles, 2 solutions. For this particular triangle, we could be talking about the obtuse, where the side swings in, or we can be talking about the big triangle when the side swings out. So half a mark for diagram, a mark for justification. Obviously, it includes finding the height, and then half a mark for actually telling me how many solutions there are. YTK, there's a pair and a side, so this is SSA, but this is an obtuse case. Obtuse case, right? So I need to draw it like that. The 143 is going to go over here. The 75, it has to be, right? Y goes with side Y, so they have to be opposite each other. And then the other side goes over here. All you need to do is, this is my rod and this is the string. That's all you need to compare when it's obtuse. And in this case, it's greater than the rod, so one triangle or one solution. So I give you half a mark for diagram. I'll give you a full mark for the justification in this case and half a mark for telling me whether it's 0 or 1, because it's rolling a dice there, or tossing a coin, I should say. If string is less than or equal to rod, then there's no solution. Okay, that's a little note that you can add to your study sheet. So if it's greater than, you've got a triangle. If it's equal to or less than or equal to, no solution. Okay, those are your only two options for obtuse. All right. So what are we at? 2, 4, 6, 7. It's just the theme of today. Today's theme.